Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the South Park Center and I'm here with Ava with her movie Shaq's Wife Died, so he needs to say something. Let's take a look at the clip. Ava, thank you so much for being here all the way from Amsterdam. It's an absolute pleasure to have you, and thank you very much for your film as well. But for those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis.
So Shaq's wife died, so he needs to say something is about Shaq. And his wife has recently passed away, and so he feels like he needs to say something. Being the husband, you're supposed to do a eulogy. Only he's a man of very little words. So at the beginning of the day of the funeral, he only literally has beginnings written down in a legal pad. And they are all very general because he doesn't know how to say goodbye to his wife. And so during the funeral, he postpones his speech all the way to the end. And this funeral is like everybody performing, speeching, singing, even there's people playing drums, and it's all towards the audience. And in the end, Shaq finds a proper way for him to say goodbye to his wife in the casket.
It's so beautiful and powerful, and you know, you can just tell, you can feel the love he has for his wife, like throughout the whole thing. But it must be really hard when you're not an expressive person to, and you know, many people aren't. And also, you can tell he's inseparable without her. It's this real struggle for him. And even though he's not got the words to express, you know, you really feel what he's feeling. And when he does, you know, say what he says, it's so powerful because it comes out so meaningful and truthful. Where did the inspiration for this story come from?
So Mady Broekman, who's the writer, she had a story about somebody who had to say goodbye to his work. And that was the first version of the script. But then we talked, what is this really about, what it was really about. And it turned out that we were fascinated with the rituals we have in our Western country. It turned out that we were fascinated with the rituals we have in the Western world to deal with hard emotions and with saying goodbye especially. So it's sort of saying goodbye is made into a party with performances and instead of feeling what has to be felt. And then we thought, why won't we make it a funeral? Because that's like the hardest goodbye you'll ever have to say. So that was one thing. And then we talked about when our grandmothers died, and at my grandmother's funeral there was this choir of old ladies singing really horribly.
Oh, really?
And I thought it was so funny and so sad at the same time. So we thought, okay, we need to put that in. And then we had like this, we had another fascination, and it was with like the small, really specific things, the everyday things that make you grieve, that are left behind. So I inherited a hairbrush from my grandmother, and I found hairs of her still in it. So she was cremated, but these hairs were still left of her. And Mady, she found this bottle of bath foam, so shower gel, which her grandmother had bought intending to finish it. But then this bath foam survived her grandmother because it was half full. So, and those two elements are literally in the movie.
Part of the story, and that, you know, I found them just very sentimental, and I love how you brought all these elements, some from, you know, real personal experiences, and you brought this into creating this film. You know, it's almost like all these elements have been the makeup of the film you've just made, which is very powerful when you think about it. And yeah, even little things like bar foam. He didn't, when he mentioned she didn't finish her bar foam, it's like it's so powerful, and so wondrous. And I think one thing that I'm glad you end up making it about his wife passing, because sadly we're all gonna go through as we get older, even sometimes throughout our lives we're gonna get lost, and we all have to go through it. And I think one of the most powerful things is sharing a story of love that the whole world universally can resonate with, and maybe what one goes through if they haven't been through it already. And I love that, because when I watched it in the movie theater, everyone was just stopped and still. You had a great cast. How was the casting process for you?
So actually, Ad van Kempen, who plays Sjaak, was already in my first mood board.
Great.
Because in Holland the system is a bit different. We have government funding for movies, so that means that as a director you need to write a lot, because you have to write an how do you call it, an admittance for funding. So you have like this big pack of paper, which is supposed to be a movie. So you put some mood boards in, and then I already had Ad, and I had Photoshop, because Sjaak wears a really classic red hat. I had Photoshopped the hat on all the pictures I had of Ad to make him Sjaak already.
Wow.
And when we were casting, actually, like Ad and me, we had to, how do you call it, grow together.
Yeah, of course.
Because
grow together,
like when we met, we weren't like the best of friends right away.
Yeah.
And at one point he told me, because I wanted to make sure he really trusted me. And at one point he said, "But you also need to really want me." And then I showed him the mood board, and I said, "Ad, I had you in mind for this all along."
Yeah.
And that was actually the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Oh, isn't
because
that wonderful?
it was so nice working with him.
Yeah.
We were so together on it, and Sjaak wouldn't be Sjaak without Ad.
Yeah.
He really was Sjaak.
Yeah. You had a great team all round. What was your biggest challenge you felt like you faced making the project?
Wow, that's a really good question. Actually, I think it was the choir.
Oh yeah, that was an epic choir.
Yeah, and it was really difficult to find a choir that and also to find a djembe group. But
yeah, it was great.
This djembe group was great, and also the actresses needed to learn how to play the drums as well. So, but the group was great when we finally found it, and I went there and they said, "You'll have to play as well," and it was so much fun. So they were great, and this choir was sort of hard to find, because we of course couldn't tell them that we didn't want them to perform at their very, very, very best.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was so vulnerable that they were a bit off, and that was why I loved them.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's amazing when you start this project, and obviously it became something even much more than maybe what you initially felt, and it's evolved into this wonderful story of Sjaak and his loss. What is it like then to have this film obviously doing well in your home country, and then having it here with NewFilmmakers LA at the home of the Oscars? How has that been, with a focus of Dutch filmmakers? How was that experience for you?
That's like a dream come true. It's really insane being here in Los Angeles, the heart of cinema.
Right in Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah, right in Hollywood, having our movie shown in the Academy building. That's when I heard that was going to happen, I was like, wow, this can't be true. This is so amazing, so exciting, yeah.
And government officials flying in, Dutch government officials flying in to be there to support you, and then all these amazing people that came there last night as well. And I love that you get this platform to showcase just the great talent globally as well, with all the other filmmakers from Holland as well. It's a lot of talent in Holland, isn't there? My goodness, it's really, really fantastic to see. What's coming next for you?
Actually, I've just finished my first feature last week. So
oh wow!
Yeah, so I finished it, and then 1 week later I flew in, and it's like finished. Only for me, it's not really finished because an audience is the one completing a film for me.
Yeah.
When an audience has watched it, that's only when the film is complete.
I love that.
And I still need to premiere it because you make the movie for the audience,
That's
right?
right. That's right. I love that. I love that because I think sometimes you make the film and you do it, and then you, in a weird way, you sometimes forget that, oh, actually, it needs to have an audience. And then when you get the audience and get the feedback, and my goodness me, you got great feedback from your film last night, and I could saw a lot of tears in the audience, which was just shows what great filmmaking you've done and how effective people were by your film, which is just magical. What piece of advice do you ever have as a filmmaker that you may have learned on your journey as a filmmaker that's been important to you?
I think it's really important as a filmmaker that you know what you're telling, and like make one sentence that can sort of be the hook for your entire movie, because if filmmaking is about making decisions, and most of the time it's about making decisions on the spot, and if you know what you're telling, then you'll know what the answer to every question you'll have on the set is.
That's really important. Very, very. I love that, and I think that is extremely important. And I can't wait to see your feature. I'm really excited for that. Please come back to us. But no, Eva, congratulations on your film, and so well deserved as well. So come back to us again soon.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay,
Thank
Eva,
you.
everybody, thank you very much.